Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mama Christine's podcast, Living Life Through Experience. This is episode 17. Oh my gosh, the year is just going by so quickly. All right, so I'm going to shuffle my cards and see where it takes us. Although I do have to say there is, one less card. Anyway. Today, I know what I want to talk about, and it's about what I started with this morning. Today's daily message was about being bold and going after things you want, and that kind of got me feeling like, you know what? I think that's where we need to be. So here we go. What do we got? Chakra clearing. So what does that mean for you? If you want to be bold and you want to move forward with whatever it is you're trying to do, your goals, your dreams, your endeavors, all those things, maybe even just stuff about yourself, right? You want to be more bold, meaning be who you are, okay? Doesn't mean you have to be so loud and boisterous and, get everyone's attention. It just means you need to be more of who you are without caring whatever everybody else thinks. Because we tend to shy back a little bit when we try to be a little more extroverted. And then we're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be like that. What are people going to think? Maybe I should keep my mouth shut. Stop. So here's where the chakra clearing comes in. So chakra clearing means it's clearing your energy. It's clearing out each individual chakra. From your root chakra, which is all about fears, doubts, and worries. But on the other hand, it's also about strength and courage. So it's reducing the negative and increasing the positive. Then in your sacral is your emotional center. And then again, the emotions can be either side. It can be the sadness, the undeserving, unworthy, compared to the deserving, the worthy, the determined, those kinds of things, the happiness, the joy of that chakra. Then you move up to your solar plexus. That's your personal power space. And it's either you're in your power or you're not. So living your own life means you need to be in your personal power, doing what's right for you, and not worrying about what other people say or think. Okay. Then you move up to your heart center. Of course, we all know the heart center. That is all about doing what your heart wants, your passion, right? It's about what you love. It's about compassion for self as well as other people. And sometimes you just have these moments where it's feeling heartbroken. Maybe because somebody told you you can't do this, or you're not good enough, or nobody's going to pay attention, or whatever it might be. Again, I've been doing these videos now for a year and a half. No, I lie. A year and a month. That's right. Yeah, I was at last April. And people may have said, well, why are you going to bother? Who's going to watch it? You know what? I really don't care. I'm doing what I love. I'm doing what I do. And if one person watches and it helps you, the one person, or maybe the 10 or the 100 or whatever it is, then good. Everybody should be doing their best to help somebody. You don't have to be a major influencer and have thousands upon hundreds of thousands or even 1 million followers. If I get through to one person and whatever I have said helps that person, then I've done my job. And that's really what it's about. Now we move up to the throat chakra. Again, speaking your mind, right? Not being afraid to open up and express yourself. When your throat chakra is closed, you can tell because it's like, you have things to say because that little voice in your head is like, say it, and you're not. Oh, you're having what do you call it? The all the time, right? Or you have a cough all the time, or it's like, why is this feeling like this? It's because you're not expressing yourself. So get your stuff out, okay? Then we move up to our third eye. It's the clear seeing, whether it's seeing outside of yourself, seeing within your head, it's seeing in your dreams, whatever it may be. But pay attention because the universe, your angels, your guides, your whoever's are forever showing you and guiding you and giving you signs and messages and all that. Pay attention, Okay? Don't overly pay attention, because people are looking so hard sometimes that they don't even see what's right in front of them. Okay? How many times have you lost your keys or something and you look, and you've actually figured out that you looked over it past 5 times? It's like, oh my God, they're right here. So don't force the look. Just pay attention. Okay? And then, of course, your crown chakra. Your crown chakra is all about that openness, that clarity. It's the connection that you have with God, the divine, the universe, your angels, your guides, your loved ones, whoever it is, okay? And when any of those are blocked, we're all on the negative side of things. I can't think clearly. I can't see straight. I don't know what to say. My heart's hurting. I don't feel like I'm good enough. I'm just sad, and I don't know what I'm doing. Those were all a negative aspect of every chakra from top to bottom. Does that sound like you? Or somewhat similar? Have you said any of those things? If you have said one or more of these things at one given time, that means your chakras are broken. Not broken. Okay, that's a little drastic. They're off. Okay, they're blocked. They're off. They need color. They need energy. They need something. But a lot of these things come from the brain, the human brain, which tells us we're not good enough. We're not deserving. We're not worthy. What are people going to think? You know, I feel bad. I feel guilty. I feel, oh my God. Again, you notice the words I'm using? I feel. That's all it is a feeling. But we take those words as a truth, as something that is connected to us. And therefore, when we're feeling that way, it is hard to be bold. And it is hard to be in our personal power. But can it be easy? Of course it can. How? You need to believe in yourself. And I say, even when you can't believe in yourself 110%, you know what? I trust and believe that I am good enough to do what I want to do. I am worthy. I am deserving. I am strong. I am in my personal power. I am doing what is best for me. I am letting go of what no longer serves me. And just keep doing that, because that helps to reprogram the brain. Because if I am not good enough, change it to I am good enough. Right? I can't, I am. Right? So keep going. So next step, here we go. Moon cycles. What does that tell you? Moon cycles are all about your flow of energy. Just as the moon has its energy, that it creates this flow that affects the tides of the ocean, low tide, high tide, right? The energy affects everything. Okay? So think about it. We all know when there's a full moon. Because right away, everybody's like, oh my God, is it a full moon? Because everybody's just crazy right now, right? New moon, same thing. And I'll be honest with you, I should check the calendar, because today has been a strange day already. It's just, part of it, I think, is because the universe has got energy flowing around. Some planet must be aligning to something, I don't know. But like the internet was weird this morning. My phone was weird this morning. A minute ago, the business phone said something about I missed a FaceTime call from April. And I'm like, what? What is that? Why is that showing up now? Right? It's like a week later. Anywho, so, you know, energies can shift and change. Now, of course, those are moon energies, universal energies that affect our energy, which makes us, you know, a little crazy, a little down, a little up, a little over, whatever it may be. But at the same time, think about where you are, where you live, where you work, the people you associate with. How does your energy feel in those places or around those people? Because that tells you a lot. You know, if you're in perfectly good mood and you're suddenly with somebody who you call a friend, and all of a sudden your energy is just like, whoa. You can sense like this negativity. You can sense like, I'm just, what? Like I feel drained. I feel all these different things. It could be that person for sure, you know, and it's not like, it's like, oh my God, you got crazy energy. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Some people may be like that, but other times maybe one of your friends is just going through stuff. And because they're going through stuff, you can feel that energy. And when you have somebody who's draining your energy, they either need some help, a hug, or if it's that drastic and they're not willing to change and they're just going to be who they are for the rest of their lives, that's on them. You can separate and create a boundary, because you don't need that kind of crazy, okay? Again, we can't change people. We cannot. And therefore what happens is we just have to go about our business and let them be them. And just accept that as what it is. And again, if you need to create that boundary, fine, do it. If you're willing to be there for them, but yet they start with their negative, blah, 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 you have permission to say, I love you so much. You're such a good friend to me. But let's talk about something more positive, because I know you're down, but keeping yourself in that downness all the time is not good. Let's bring up the energy. Let's talk about something else. And if they're willing, great. If they're not, again, a new boundary. You got to do what you got to do. Your job feels like crap. You're happy all the time, but the minute you walk into work, your energy just hits the floor. Maybe you need a new place to work. And don't be afraid of change. This is where the boldness comes in. Stand up for what you want. Is every workplace bad? No. Is it all good? No. But you know what? They're all different. They could be just not for you. Maybe somebody else. Well, I've been here 30 years. Well, good for you. I've been here too and I can't stand it. Everybody's different. So it's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It just is what it is. So if you're at this job and it just brings you down and it's just not your vibe and so on and so forth and the energy sucks, then guess what? Find another damn job. If you love what you do, just don't like the place, then go somewhere else. Will it be perfect? No, but will it work for you? Probably. And if that doesn't, then move on to the next thing. But again, if you find yourself constantly not liking where you're at, maybe that's where you should look within. Because what's going on with you, that no matter where you are, you feel out of place? There's something going on with you. Think about that. One place is having one workspace that's just down and the energy sucks. Okay, leave it and move on. But if you find, again, you're finding everywhere you go, you're not happy. Remember, happiness comes from within. So if I can't find what I'm looking for out here, maybe there's something in here that needs to be worked on. Clear your space. Now, that one, I love that one. Clear your space basically means just what it says. Maybe it's time to clear your space. Now, what kind of space are we talking about? Right up here. Clear your mind, okay? And again, everybody's like, oh, it's so hard to clear your mind. You're always thinking. Yeah, you're always thinking, but what are you thinking about? You always have the choice to change your thoughts. If you're always in a negative space, change it to a positive space. If you find yourself always bitching and complaining about that certain someone, then stop talking about that certain someone. Let it go. If you don't like your job, change it. We all have a choice. Nobody's holding a gun to your head saying you have to do this, okay? Everyone has a choice. And even in certain circumstances, which I will not mention, where people have made a choice and now we're dealing with the consequences of those choices, sometimes you just got to send it love. Send it so much damn positive energy that it pushes the negative away. When? Who knows? But it works. So clear your space, clear your head, clear your heart. Anger, hate, resentment. Oh, God, that's just too much crap to be carrying around with you all through your life. If you're only 30 or 40 and you got another 30 or 40 years ahead of you, do you really want to carry this stuff around? No. Let it go. Okay? So clear your head, clear your heart, clear your space, your home space. Do you find that when you're home, you just feel like, ugh, right? Well, maybe it needs a little sprucing up. Maybe it needs a little springtime cleaning, maybe it needs to be purged. Maybe it's time to empty out some closets, donate some stuff, throw away some stuff, whatever it may be. Clear out the drawers, clear the closets, do whatever you ever got to do. Because, I know for myself, when I do a project and I'm done, I may be tired, but it's like, wow, I feel so much better. I am one of those energy people. And if you've ever been to see me personally for reading or Reiki or whatever, I feel energy. So when I'm sitting in my space and it feels off, I've got to do something about it because it's just like, I can feel it and I don't like it. I've done that here. My poor sister, every time she goes on vacation, I usually end up rearranging the furniture. You know what I mean? She comes back from vacation and everything's been moved because I just feel like things are off and I just have to do something about it. So I do. So clear your space, clear your head, clear your heart, clear your literal space. Because again, we hold on to things we don't need. As much as we hold on to the emotional pieces of other people and our connections, so maybe you're holding on to anger with an ex, like 2 years, 3 years has gone by and you're still humming and hawing about what they did to you. Holding on to trinkets and mementos and clothes and bags and stuff, and what does that do for you? It clutters your closets. It clutters your drawers. So holding on to stuff is no different than holding on to the anger that you have towards somebody. Clear it all out. Freshen up your space. Open some windows, right? Sage. Oh my God, that's so important. Sage. Every season, literally, spring, summer, winter, fall, you should sage. If you've never saged before, get out there and get yourself some sage, okay? Loose sage, small sage sticks, big sage sticks, doesn't matter. Burn some sage. Be mindful of smoke alarms, okay? If you have a home, go start in the basement. You go around that whole basement, then work your way up to the next floor, and then work your way all the way up to the top. And every space that you're in, every room, every section, I ask that the divine release all negative energy from this space and fill it with love and light. That's what I say. It's easy peasy. It's to the point. You don't need some big fancy ritual. You don't need a big fancy prayer. That's, please help to remove the negative. Replace it with the positive. Again, everything we do is 90% intention, 10% work. So set your intentions. And again, there's no right or no wrong. It's remove the negative, fill it with positive. Did I say it correctly? Should I have said it this way? Should I have said, oh my gosh, don't overthink everything, okay? You don't have clarity if you're overthinking everything because you're allowing your mind's hamster wheel to keep spinning and you're like, okay. So anyway, do some sage, okay? In between the seasons, if you feel like, oh God, the energy just feels off in here, sage again. Maybe you brought some energy home that was hanging on you. Maybe somebody came to visit and they had caca energy, okay? Sage, clear your space, right? Clear your car, make a sage spray. Don't buy any fancy bottles of protection spray and all that. I mean, they're out there, yes, and nothing against the people who make them. But again, sage oil, small, tiny bottle of sage oil, probably has about 300-400 drops in there. Get yourself a spray bottle from the dollar store. If it's an 8-ounce bottle, put 8 drops of sage. Give it a little shake and spray it around. It has such a beautiful, refreshing smell. It's not like the burning sage, which kind of has a strong smell. Not that I mind it. Some people do. Do the spray. Clear your space, right? Clear your space. All right, so from there, we start to bring about peace. Peace and harmony and believe me, when you clear your space, like I said, when you clear out, say, a closet, and you rearrange, you throw away, you organize, you're like, it feels so good to have this back to normal, right? Having it so organized and put together, I feel so much better. Everything feels like that. Everything feels peaceful when you clear your space, okay? So again, our talk is about being bold, doing what you need to do to make your life more happy, more organized, more connected, more higher energy, whatever you want to do. Be bold and do it. And if people are like, you sage, really? That's kind of stupid, isn't it? Yeah. If you think so, fine. But you know what? I love it. Leave me alone. Truly. Leave me alone. And then, most importantly, breathe. Again, I can't say this enough, and I know I've said it a million times to all of you, but breathing is so important. It's not just breathing to live, it's breathe. Like, you get up in the morning, for me personally, before I even get out of bed, a big stretch where I tighten up every muscle in my body and then just let it go. And then I give gratitude for waking up. And then, I start my day, and then I'm one of those, I don't like to just jump up, get dressed, grab some food, and run out the door. That's not me. I like to get up, I feed the dog, get my coffee, right? Sit and relax, enjoy my coffee, wake up, take the dog out, come back in, make some breakfast, and then, finish my coffee and then go get ready for work. That's how I start my morning. Okay. Even when my kids were small, I always made sure I got up early enough that I could sit for a few minutes and enjoy my coffee in the morning. And when I sit there, I take a nice deep breath. And it's like, oh my God, this moment of being able to just sit and be still and enjoy it, right? And then when I leave, when I get to work, I take a nice deep breath. If I'm in the car, I take a nice deep breath. I get to a stoplight or a stop sign, and I take a nice deep breath. And, it's not just, no. In through the nose and really just let it out. Not an over big sigh. I don't want to sigh. A breath, okay? Even I'll have breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. After I'm done eating, and it's just like, that was good. Nice deep breath. Go outside, nice deep breath, fresh air. Force yourself to take deep breaths. Whenever you have a moment, take a breath, right? It's important. When you lay down at night to go to bed, maybe you're one of those people who like to do a little journaling before you go to sleep. Maybe you have prayers or you like to meditate. But before you actually go off to sleep, just close your eyes and take that nice, deep, cleansing breath, right? I always say, breathe in through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a big exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And thank you for this day. Thank you. Start your day with gratitude, end it with gratitude. And breathe. Again, it's clarity. When you're not breathing, your energy doesn't flow. So if your energy is not flowing, you're confused. When you breathe, that's when energy flows. It opens up the mind, the connections, and you can think clearly. You get messages more clearly, thoughts more clearly, all of it. So do that. Here we go. Outdoors. Getting outside is another way to take care of yourself and break good energy. So, we always seem to make excuses. And it's funny because this has been on my mind this past week. Of course, our spring weather just isn't springing. We might get a day where it's really nice and then it goes back to being kind of on the colder side. It's back to rain. And, I can remember at one time it's like, oh, I'm not going out. It's raining. I'm going to get wet. What's the big deal about getting wet? Okay, you're not going out in an evening gown and a fur and you're going to, everything's going to get ruined. It's like, you're just going outside. Probably to get into a car. So it's like, you're not really getting wet. So you get a few drops of water on you. What's wrong with that? Even last night, I had to take the recycling bin out to the street for this morning. And I remember it was like, oh, it's raining. And I'm like, you know what? It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I am outside. So when you see these people runners, and it's pouring and they're like, what are they doing? Well, they're running. They like to run, so they run. But it's raining, they're getting wet. So they're probably sweating anyway. So what's the difference? Rain is just, to me, nature's way of washing away junk, bad energy, right? It's a cleansing. So what's the big deal if we get wet outside? Get outside, right? You ever do that when you were a little kid? Every time you see these little kids, I want to go out and play in the puddles. Oh, you don't want to do that? You're going to get all wet. So what? What's the big deal? Again, it's weird how, as human beings, we think, be bold. You know what? Get your galoshes, as they used to call them. Get your raincoat. Go play in the puddles. It's not, go outside. Get outside. You know what I mean? Get outside. Enjoy the fresh air. Sit in a chair and just take a few deep breaths. And you know what? Close your eyes and listen. Listen to nature. Oh my God, it is the most amazing experience. Why do I keep bringing all these things up? Because all of these things are about you cleansing you so you can be bold. So you can go after your goals. You can go after your dreams. You can go after anything you want to do. Seriously. And when you do, and you do your thing, this is what you get. Prosperity. Prosperity is having an abundance of everything. I don't look at prosperity as being just finances. If you do, good for you, right? But it's a prosperity meaning you have so much love, so much happiness and joy and experiences and friendships and families and work and finance and like energy, all of that. There's so much to life. It's life, oh my God. As human beings, I was having this discussion yesterday with my sister. You know, she made a comment like, human beings have really screwed up some things in this world. I've said, no, human beings have screwed up everything in this world. Anything that is the most natural thing, we as human beings feel the need to control how it moves, how it works, how it produces, how it populates, and how much it should, and when it should. When this earth was created in its most perfect balance, I think we have done everything in our power to throw it off balance. Really, think about that. Prosperity, all you need is love, energy, support, right? Yes, do we need money? Of course we need money. It's a world we live in. You can't have heat so you don't freeze without that piece of paper that shows money numbers on it. You know, you can't have food unless you trade money for it, right? So you either starve or you freeze or whatever if there's no exchange. So yes, unfortunately, we need money. But again, you know, this world has everything we need, and yet we try to control it all by hogging it all and only allowing certain few to have it because they can trade a piece of paper for it. Or in today's digital age, they can trade digitally for it. It's crazy. But you know what? Again, no matter what we have to deal with in our human existence here in this world, no matter who's doing what, we always have enough of what we need. And again, love, understanding, peace, energy, and all those great things. It's not about who's got the best handbag or who's got the best looking appearance and who can afford the Botox or who can afford a collection of things that you're never going to take with you when you die. It's about bliss, peace. Peace, love, happiness, good, flowing, positive energy. So, what do you need to do for yourself? What are your goals? What are your dreams? What are you ready to do, start, whatever it is? If you just want peace and happiness, then you know what? Be bold and do peace and happiness. Don't follow the masses. Do what makes you happy. And if that means simplifying because you truly only need food, water, and clothing and a roof over your head, then do that. I've learned over the years that, you know, anything that I have over purchased was probably because I was just trying to fulfill a certain emotional piece that I was missing. Because when I sold my house, I gave away and threw away and donated so much stuff. I'm like, wow. Needless to say, I was downsizing, but at the same time, it just showed me how much I didn't need. And we don't. You know the song, all we need is love? It's really true. It's really what we need. And if you're in that space, then the things you do need to live your human existence will be there. It truly will. So when in doubt, angels. Angel therapy. You know when they say pet therapy? Do angel therapy. Angel therapy means just that. When you're feeling out of sorts or you need clarity or you help or whatever it is, ask. Ask the angels to help you. Ask the angels for messages, for signs, for whatever it is you possibly could use or need or want, right? When you ask from your heart because you truly need it and you're grateful for it, they will always help you. If you're asking just because I don't want to be bothered, it's too much work, they go, yeah, no, that doesn't work that way. So now I'm going to make you struggle a little more so maybe you learn the lesson. Again, life is about, do we do what's easy or do we do what's right? And granted, I mean, sometimes I do like to cut the corners because it's easy, but then I know it's just not right and I'm going to have to do it over again. So I just do it right the first time. I do my best. We should all do our best. So again, do what's right, not what's easy. Right? Look to the divine for whatever help you need. Look to your angels, your guides, your loved ones, God, the universe, the creator, the cosmos, the stars, the moon, the sun, whatever you connect with, it doesn't matter. Everybody has one connection. It's a love connection. And make sure that your love connection is always there for yourself as well as others. So thank you for this beautiful talk. I always enjoy talking with you guys every week. And again, it's Thankful Thursday. And as always, I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for the feedback I get from a lot of you. And, you know, it's just been fun so far. And I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, no matter who's watching or who's listening. But if I've helped you, then I've done my job. And if you think that these words can help somebody else, then share. Share because the world needs it. That's why I ask my messages to be shared. Not because I'm looking to monetize on everything. No. Anyway, I mean, where this podcast is located, there's no way I could do that anyway. So, not at this moment anyhow. But again, it's not about that. If I get paid for what I do, great. But my thing is get the word out there. If something I say resonates with you, good. I'm so happy it helps. And if you think, again, it could help somebody else, then share the videos. Share the podcast. Share whatever you want to share. You know, we should all be there for one another. And that's what's important. So therefore, for all of you out there who are moms, like a mom, a stepmom, a dad mom, any kind of mom, a grandma mom, I want to wish you the biggest and best Happy Mother's Day. May you enjoy the day with your kids, your grandkids, whoever you celebrate with, your whole family. Make it be beautiful and let it be about you. Let it be about you because you deserve it. Everybody should have a mom that's just as beautiful as you are. Have a great night, everybody, and thank you again.